You're listening to the Sanspants Network.
Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Baseless Speculation, on the pop culture news and the research so you don't have to. I am Joel.
I am Jackson.
And I am Joel.
Now boys, what do we think is going to happen in The Penguin on Max?
They're freaking doing it. Yeah. They're like, hey, sorry the Batman 2's taking ages and you keep getting scared that we've cancelled it because we still might.
It's always a chance.
But hey, we're making a bridging series on the television about the Penguin. That guy you like that goes
Oswald Cobblepot himself.
Yeah. Wasn't it always planned for them to have a TV series?
Yeah, but there was also like 4 other plans for TV series.
Yeah. There was meant to be a Catwoman TV series, I think, as well.
Or maybe a Catwoman movie. Look, who's to say?
When a movie does well these days, especially a superhero movie, that means that there become 8 potential movies that could happen.
Sometimes even when a movie doesn't do well.
I think that is awesome, that you make a movie these days, you introduce a character called the Squiggler or whatever. Yeah. There's a tiny bit of online positive response to the Squiggler.
Yeah.
And then the producers are like 10 Squiggler movies. Squiggler franchise.
Well, DC, Warner Brothers have been doing it since... there's a huge list of movies that they announced and just never released. Like, Deathstroke movie. There was like 4 Harley Quinn movies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is this true? Because I saw this other day. I don't know if it's true or not. 'Cause you're talking about making a franchise. It's also like, hey, sometimes you get a franchise with just not even one movie.
Yeah, okay.
But the never-ending story, is that now, has that been like, yes, there's going to be a reboot and it's in the works? And also, it's going to be the start of a franchise.
I know that there's a never-ending story reboot on the horizon.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be a franchise. There's also a Spaceballs sequel coming out with Josh Gad for some reason.
Yeah.
Is he going to do the John Candy role?
I thought he might be the Han Solo role.
Who knows?
Or
Exciting to find out.
Is Rick Moranis back?
No. Darth Helmet?
Yeah. Pizza the Hut.
Pizza the Hut?
Yeah.
Timeless comedy references.
I reckon. I wonder if his name would be Pizza These Nuts now, eh?
One can only hope.
One can only hope.
The reference will be totally lost.
Yes.
Yeah, but they're talking about nuts, which is funny.
Yeah. I hope that the Spaceballs movie the sequel weighs heavily on, like, the main character's name is now Mary Sue or something.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Well, I saw
that.
It's so funny to diverge immediately into the Spaceballs sequel, but I did see so many people, I saw it announced in a tweet, and so many people being like, oh my God, Star Wars is so parodyable now. Like it wasn't back in the 1970s. Like, come on, guys.
Spaceballs also isn't good, right?
I don't like it. I don't. It's not for me.
I remember watching it when I was but a child and enjoying it, but I was a child.
Spaceballs is one of those movies that my dad was like, Jack, you gotta watch Spaceballs. Yeah. You're gonna laugh so much. And then we watched it together and he was like, this isn't very funny. Same thing happened with Dad's Army.
Yeah.
Dad's Army was funny because he was sitting there like, and the whole family was like, what's funny about this, Dad? And he's like, I don't know.
Well,
Nothing, I guess.
Comedy, once again, ages like milk.
Dad's Army's funny when you're a child. And
there's Yoda's selling toys.
Yeah.
The thing they're in.
There's going to be a sequel.
Bill Pullman's in it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
He's handsome.
John Candy's the dog.
Yeah, he's a dog man.
And he keeps knocking stuff over with his tail.
Yeah, and he gets a thing, his foot comes flat.
Yes, that's right. I'd say Pizza the Hut's still funny.
Yeah. Oh, my Schwartz is...
my Schwartz is the force.
My Schwartz is bigger than yours.
Yeah.
It's almost like a lightsaber. It's the dicks.
Spaceballs came out nearly 6 years after Return of the Jedi, so it was very much in the... But also, that's the funniest time to release, because, like... Nothing was happening for Star Wars. It was done.
That's true.
Is it that kind of thing where, like, with like so parody, those things you get like Spaceballs, and you have like Hot Shots 2, those kind of things.
But I think if you're parodying one movie, it probably can't come out when no one's really talking about the movie. I mean, I wasn't alive in 1987.
Yeah.
Maybe people wouldn't shut the fuck up about Star Wars still.
Yeah.
Probably.
I doubt it, though.
But then there was like, you had like that, then you had a few other ones here and there. And then
Blazing Saddles?
Blazing Saddles.
Is that a parody? It's kind of a
It's a lampoon of the westerns, right?
Men in Tights.
Men in
Robin Hood,
Tights.
Men in Tights.
That's a parody.
But then you kind of had like nothing for a while. But then we got
Airplane?
epic movie.
Yeah,
but
Scary
that's-
Movie 1 to 7 or whatever.
Well, yeah, Scary Movies.
Scary movie first,
Yeah.
epic movie and stuff.
No,
'Cause
yeah,
it was like
so
it was
it's,
a bit of a
it's
diss.
Scary Movie 2.
Yeah.
Then I think that's when they start. After the second Scary Movie, they start going wild with it.
Yeah. Date
Scary
movie.
Date movie, epic movie, superhero movie.
Those ones
Meet the
were
Spartans.
Meet the
not
Spartans.
Good.
Scary Movie's a parody of a parody, so that's
already
dicey.
complicated.
Yeah.
yeah.
Now where they got Charlie Sheen when it was almost like a parody of The Ring.
Yeah,
That's
that one
Scary
was
Movie
funnier.
3.
And then in Scary Movie 4, it opens with Charlie Sheen gets a bonus so big it kills him.
Scary Movie
That's pretty funny.
And then he falls out of building. He gets a bonus so big he has a heart attack because he eats too many Viagras. And then he falls out of building onto his dick. And he's balancing on his big
Oh.
erect penis. And then the credits start.
Yeah, it'll be painful.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good
Yeah,
stuff.
'cause I remember Hot Shots too, liking that one as a kid.
Yeah, I've never seen the Hot Shots movies, but I hear
Hot
they're
Shots
very
2
good.
has that wild reference to where they're doing two scenes at the same time, and it's Apocalypse Now and something else, and his dad's in it because Charlie Sheen's dad's in Apocalypse. And he's going down the river, and like he interrupts the scene.
Oh no, it's Johnny Depp, and they're like they both look at each other and go, "I loved you in 21 Jump Street."
Oh,
I
that's
see.
right.
Good
Wow,
stuff.
why is that burned in there?
I don't know. I think that's awesome.
They haven't thought about Hot Shots 2 in a long time.
Yeah,
But there we go.
Still in there, dude.
Anyway, so they just
Penguin.
keep announcing TV shows for stuff. This is one that I could kind of get behind.
Yeah, me too. I think it was fun.
Because the world of the Batman was interesting. Also, where they ended the Batman with Gotham flooded. Presumably, they don't want to pick up with Gotham being flooded into Batman 2, so they should probably just deal with the in-between times. Also, it looks like that this is going to establish Penguin as a threat. Because in the first one, he is sort of a threat, but he's a bit buffoony.
Yeah.
I did like that scene where he like kind of gives Batman what for. He's
Yeah.
like, "You're a stupid man. You think it's no, it's whatever. It's like
Yeah.
la or la or
Yeah.
whatever it was." And he's like, "You stupid idiot."
I also like
Yeah.
it's like because the city is flooded. You know, like sometimes they'll announce a TV show and it's like you just it doesn't feel like the world is set up for this TV show
is
to
it?
happen. But this is like it's flooded. The crime families are freaking kaput. So of course, you know, it makes
power
sense as a place.
vacuum.
Yeah, exactly. So hey, the Penguin was a big trader or whatever. Now here's a time for him to rebuild his empire or destroy the Falcones from the inside.
Seems to be what's happening.
Yeah.
It seems that so Gotham flooded.
Yeah.
So now he's got to like deal with that. So like in the trailer, he's like, "That maniac! Look what he did to this place."
Yeah.
Assuming he's talking about the Riddler or maybe Batman.
Oh
Does he blame
hard to
Batman?
tell who they blame.
for
Yeah.
that? Anyway.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of the Falcones. They're in prison, and now he's just like, and then it's Lady Falcone.
Is she from The Long Halloween?
I don't know.
I think she might be.
She's from How I Met Your Mother. She's the titular mother.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, because I know I think the Long Halloween has like a Lady Falcone in charge, so they might be taking some elements of that. It is a good comic.
I was trying to find out which comic.
Sofia. Falcone.
I was trying to figure out which comic Gotham gets flooded in, because I feel like that it happens.
There's is it
No Man's Land, kind of.
But that's when they kind of they just blow off all the blow up all the
An
bridges.
earthquake happens to Gotham, so they're like, no one can
Gotham,
get in or
yeah.
out.
Yeah, earthquake happens and it all falls to shit, and then they blow up the bridges. They're like, let's just annex Gotham.
Yeah.
Like, it's bad. Let's just
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And then there's a bunch of different gangs that kind of happen.
So they could be taking from there. I don't know.
No, it's 0 year, but I thought that was a more famous comic where it happened as well. Anyway,
Oh, so is there a DC comic where it gets flooded?
yeah, it's called Batman 0 year.
I see.
And yeah, then Batman's presumed dead and a whole bunch of shit happens. But Batman's very much not dead, and
But I liked it because he's still so early on. And like that was one of the best parts of the Batman is how much Robert Pattinson kept falling over.
yeah, he hits his head at
He
one point,
gets
and that's
donked,
awesome.
dude. But it means that it doesn't feel so strange that he's not like that these criminal empires are like rising up in Gotham, and it's
Oh,
like
he's in this show.
I know, but I don't think it's not like. I think if they did it for like I don't know Zack Snyder's Batman or something, or even Christopher Nolan's, it would be like the moment the Penguin's doing anything, he's stopped by Batman. But I don't really feel like that's where this is going.
I can't even imagine like Snyder's Batman fighting mob bosses.
No, not at
I
all.
just can't picture that.
Well, I can imagine him like massacring
Yeah,
a bunch of mob bosses.
But I can't imagine like, and even like, with Nolan's like, he fights the mob bosses in those films, and I just can't imagine.
No.
That's an
Batfleck
important
doing it.
Yeah, well, because that's sort of, it makes sense because it's where Batman always starts, which is like trying to take out the crime families at first because that's like the most obvious poison in Gotham. And then from there, because he's a caped crusader, and then there's a whole thing of hey, is Batman also causing these villains to fucking show up and go bananas?
Yeah. It's the Bat Demon under Gotham. It's Bob Batos.
Come on, guys.
Actually,
Use your brain.
Batman's a victim too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He doesn't have to dress like a bat. That's crazy.
Exactly. He's just forced to by the demon.
Yeah, but I guess it is kind of nice to get a movie that is like quite grounded and is showing the like basic crime families, so that when they are presumably eliminated and Oswald Cobblepot takes over, it's like, okay, cool, we've entered that next era of Batman's life. You know what I mean?
I will say that the trailer for this, and this is unusually positive by me and by Baseless Speculation, watching the trailer for the Penguin made me want to rewatch the Batman, a movie, and here we're back in Baseless Speculation ground again. A movie that I thought was fine, but maybe it's better now. Now that I've seen a lot worse superhero movies, and also it goes 3 hours. Why
Now
did
that
they
I've
go so
seen
long?
It is long.
Quantumania, maybe I'll watch the Batman and be like, cinema.
You've seen The Flash since
Oh,
then?
Oh my God, Black Adam too.
Black Adam?
Well, from memory, I remember like
I was
liking
thinking
the
about
Batman.
Suicide Squad the other day. I didn't
one?
rewatch it, the first one.
Yeah. So bad. So bad movie.
I remember like the Batman enjoying like say the cinematography,
Yeah.
enjoying a lot of
Riddler.
the elements.
When he's
was
walking,
good.
when he's
And there's
walking through the
yeah.
flood and he's got the flare above him and everybody's walking behind him.
There's a lot of elements I
cool
really
as hell.
liked about it. There's some that I did.
Doesn't the Batman do that thing that the movies do sometimes where they're like, all right, that was the end of the third act, but surprise, there's a second, third act.
I don't remember.
I think it ends twice.
Yeah. I liked it. I don't have many negative memories of it, really.
There's that kind of there's that weird bit where I'm like, oh, I thought they were going to zig, but they zagged, or I thought they were going to end up here, but they didn't.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know. I'm torn
Isn't the
between
movie
Paul
kind-
Dano's performance at the end, where he's doing the
Oh, that's right.
No.
beautiful face.
Paul Dano
Yeah.
is my favorite part of the movie. He's so fucked up.
I don't know. I think I just wanted it to be more of a, I don't know, weirdly more of a, like a serial killer type vibe from the Riddler.
Yeah,
as
I don't
opposed to
know.
kind of like this weird, I don't know what, QAnon almost.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd have to rewatch it, but I think I'd enjoy it on a rewatch. But also, it is 3 hours long.
Yeah.
I think it must be really unfortunate these days if you're making a superhero movie where you're like, we have to pass the bar that like everybody's expectations are so low, and everybody's going in assuming it's going to be such a drag that we've really got to. We got to kind of fight to get past that, and then we can give you a good movie on top of it. You know what I mean?
Just to flatten us out a little bit with the predictions, do you reckon Barry Keoghan's going to be in this TV series?
No, not really.
I think you're going to get one scene. I reckon they'll do it again. They'll give you pretty much exactly the same scene.
That's so funny.
Like, is that going to be the end where they tease for the Batman
Batman
2
2?
kind of thing?
You reckon it's going to be the Joker?
I reckon Penguin or Falcone will end up in prison.
Yeah. That's so funny. On the other side, Joker's in the middle, Riddler's on one side, Penguin's on the other.
Joker's to the left of me.
Riddler's to the right.
Here I am, Penguin in the middle with you. Yeah.
Okay.
I can see them doing it. I could definitely see them. It feels like there will be teasers probably for other classic Batman villains too.
I think they could do the Penguin rises up. He's now in the control,
Yeah.
so maybe he's going to be the big player, or at least a big player in the sequel. So the Penguin is like, okay, cool, he's in charge, and he's doing all the thing by like eliminating the other Falcones, or maybe he's working with the Sofia Falcone, and kind of working with that, and then, so it's like those two become like either the two big crime like head bosses, or they work together. And while they're doing all this, then it's just you forgot about the Joker, dude.
True.
You've been thinking that the biggest problem right now is us dealing with like the internal conflict.
Yeah,
but
actually-
we've been doing with this that the Bat
and
the Bat has been
Clown.
like doing all his kind of stuff. So like the moment you rear your stinky little penguin head, he's just gonna swoop down and eat it.
Yeah.
And also, have you heard about this other guy?
He's blowing up trucks and shit,
like he's
making chattering teeth bombs.
Yeah, because he was in the prison cell next to Riddler. He escaped. It's bad, dude. He's coming for us, and you think the bat was the problem? Joker's
Wait till
gonna
you
be
see
a
the
problem.
clown. Do you think then?
Sir,
And then you could have like, I don't know, whatever. He's just a guy. He's got simple, he's got needs like everyone else. I'll go, give him an offer. He can't refuse. And of course, it's like, it's the Joker. He's chaos. Me. He's so good.
Yeah.
I relate to him
Am
so
I the
much.
Joker?
And then the Joker, of course, it's kneecaps,
the
penguin or
penguin,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
Just like, you can't offer me whatever. I want chaos. I want the bat.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's interesting to think. What would be satisfying for you if at the end of the Penguin series, it set up a Batman versus the Penguin as the Batman 2, or if it was like the end of the Penguin series, introduce a new villain, and that's the main villain of the Batman 2. Because I'm kind of in two minds. One, I think it would be really satisfying to get like a kind of a prequel to the Penguin so that you know where he's come from for the Batman 2, so that you're like, oh, I kind of have an idea of this character. I've had a whole series to explore this character. So there's like interesting stakes and motivations when they come together for the movie. And a little bit if it's just like, well, the Penguin's set up, here's his empire. And then in the movie, Batman's fighting Joker. I'm like, well... I mean, I guess it might make for a richer world. I don't know. Yeah.
I imagine what they're going to do is they'll probably have Penguin as like the financial backer of a bigger villain, or they'll just put him in the movie like they did in the first Batman, where he's just a minor villain.
I like that role.
Like what they did with the Scarecrow.
Yeah. I like that role for Penguin in Batman sort of canon and comics in general, where like he is a bad guy, but it's very rare that Batman's going to go in there and biff him.
Yeah, he's
more like, I'm going to go to the Iceberg Lounge and be like, where's Sandman? And Oswald will be like, yeah. I think that's awesome.
Penguin bombs.
But Batman's like, well, this guy's fucking annoying. Yeah. But like,
he's annoying. Maybe he runs as a politician or something.
yeah, but it's like the kind of thing where it's like he's never doing anything like overtly criminal that I could come in and stop with batarangs.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it's useful to keep him around because he's a good informant. I think that's an interesting place for the Penguin. Do you think the Penguin's going to be very penguin-y in this?
Well, he's not. Is it revealed? Is he ever called the Penguin in the fucking thing?
I don't know.
The Batman?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think
The
he's just
show's called The Penguin.
I think
Yeah,
it's just
which
called
means that he might-
Cobblepot. And this might be why they end up calling him the Penguin. Finally,
could
the
he do?
origin. There was a scene in one of the trailers where someone is walking up some stairs and they've got like a leg brace on.
Oh, yeah.
Is that the Penguin or is that someone else?
I don't know.
Like, is the reason why they call him the Penguin is because he starts waddling?
So apparently we're misremembering, and he is called the Penguin.
Yes,
Okie
we
dokie. Yeah, Hey, that checks out.
100%.
Selena works at the Iceberg Lounge.
Yeah.
Oz / the Penguin.
Yeah.
Is not yet the crime kingpin.
Kingpin? Is he not yet the crime kingpin?
The crime
when will he become the
kingpin?
king of ping?
As depicted in the comics, and he dislikes being referred.
Whoa!
And he dislikes being referred to as the Penguin. Why is he called the Penguin?
I guess because he waddles. And
Yeah, I would
Why
imagine it's
is
'cause he
the
waddles.
Penguin.
So maybe at the end of this, he'll lean
he
in.
waddles. He loved to eat fish. He got them big flippers.
He
why
owns
you call
penguins,
yeah. Like I hate being called the Penguin,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna own the Iceberg
That's
Lounge.
coincidence.
You know where
Coincidence.
penguins love to flock?
I don't know.
Oz,
Bobby.
Bobby.
Well,
Pal.
maybe this will lean into it a little bit. Maybe that he'll be like, yeah, I'm the fucking penguin, and then he'll buy some penguins or whatever. And do you think
Go to the docks.
pick up some penguins, put them in your lounge? Do you think in this movie he will get his iconic umbrella? How interesting? Maybe a more interesting question. How interested will this TV show be in giving us moments like that?
I really hope not.
Yeah, me too. And it doesn't seem necessary. I mean, like the Batman wasn't really.
Yeah, I just hope
don't
it's
think.
like, look, you got a guy called, Oswald Cobblepot, who nickname of the Penguin.
Yeah.
And you got this guy, he dresses up like a Batman. Fine, whatever. I like it's all they kind of take.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Well,
but I'm not a huge DC guy.
It's a really interesting thing, isn't it? That thing where it's like, well, it's annoying when they're like, and this is how he got his penguins, and this is how he got his umbrella. But if you remove all of that, it's kind of like, what are we doing
Here's
here?
a guy who walks funny.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not saying one or the other is better. Certainly, the former annoys me more.
Well, so
but they're like, this is
yeah.
how Flash got his shoes.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't
Well,
give a
I
fuck.
associate the Penguin with like, one of them like really long like
yeah,
cigars.
for
like, no,
sure.
I think
Cigarello.
cigarello type
From the-
things. But this is now he's like he's chomping on a cigar. though.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a.
Well, I think the
different-
cigarello is from the from
Batman,
the animated series.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know. I feel like he's smoking a cigar.
It feels right.
Yeah, it feels right
Like
for
for
him
me.
to
Yeah, it's that the animated series where it's like the top hat, the monocle, and the cigarette
Absolutely.
thing, right? Where it's just like make him just more of a crime boss with like, look. He can still smoke. It's now just a cigar. Maybe he doesn't wear a top hat. He wears something else. And I guess the umbrella thing. I mean, as long as it's weird. Why? Hang on. Because doesn't Joker also use an umbrella at one point?
Probably.
Batman, like the 89.
He might do.
Yeah, he also uses a really long gun, though. Maybe
Really
Penguin
long
sh-
gun is fucking sick, dude.
And he shoots down a helicopter with it?
Could do.
No, the bat.
The bat plane.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is-
Really long gun.
Real long gun.
Take down a copter.
Yeah. So there's a few clues here to what this show should be. Could be, not should be. So it's a very tricky and very dark story, according to Farrell. The series occurs shortly before the events of the film sequel, The Batman Part 2, establishing a little fabric of plans that would lead into the sequel.
Okay.
Then there's obviously a lot of talk about stuff that we see in the trailer, like, hey, the death of Carmine Falcone has left a power vacuum, blah, blah, blah. The series will be incredibly violent, and that Oz will face extraordinary obstacles.
Okay.
Compare the series to Scarface. It's a standalone story from the Batman, but obviously knowing the movie will help.
Sure.
Matt Reeves has cited The Long Good Friday as an additional influence, and the series will be about the American dream, with Oz being underestimated and no one thinks he's capable of doing anything, but he himself believes in himself with a visceral violence.
Define American dream.
The American dream.
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Make it in this world.
Okay.
Yeah,
Capitalism manifest, motherfucker.
Like Scarface, or the reverse of The Great Gatsby, because in The Great Gatsby, the American dream is dead.
So capitalism at all costs. All right.
But hang on, there's an awesome quote here from
Surprised they didn't be like,
Farrell.
it's going to be Sopranos as well.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. Farrell read the first episode, and he called it tasty and unusual.
Hey, that's intriguing. That's exciting.
And was excited to further explore the bang-up of Oz.
All right. So I'm guessing it's we haven't seen Penguin basically at its lowest.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it's going to be something like, all right, so Falcone, the head one, in jail.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a couple of people are like, vying for that vacuum. Like, maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. Because it's like, I think it's Falcone's son. He's there. He's like, he's been in jail for like a day and already this, you're coming for his throne.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm guessing it's going to be like, all right, a little bit of a Penguin being like, I'm not coming for your throne. I'm just trying to help out.
I just need a job.
Hey, mate. Your dad, he's still currently the head of
course.
Just because he's behind bars doesn't mean he's not the head.
Yep.
And, we need to, band together, whatever, so to make sure that, we're good. And so he starts off that way. But then maybe the son might get a little bit power hungry. Maybe it starts kind of a bit more like that. And then, to make an example, maybe because the son wants to make a move against the dad, he's like takes out the Penguin. Tries to take out the Penguin because he's like, well, my dad is behind powers and he's not going to give up the throne when he should. It's mine.
I'm the prince, baby.
The prince, and it's time that the prince starts to rule. And Penguin is, helping out, the old guard. So he's got to go. And so maybe he starts making those machinations against Penguin. And I'm guessing Sofia is the sister, maybe? Or is that
Sofia is the daughter of...
So it's his sister. So as in the prince's sister.
Yeah.
And there's like, right, cool, against them, blah, blah, blah. That's just like, the hit job goes wrong. Just pisses off Cobblepot more, and he's like, you know what, actually, fuck it. Fuck the Falcones, fuck them all. And then it's that kind of like, I'm just going to rip them apart.
So I have a theory after doing a little bit of digging. So the Batman, the 2022 movie, the movie we've been talking about this whole time, I don't know why.
Okay.
So that's really heavily influenced by The Long Halloween.
Yeah.
The Long Halloween has a sequel called Batman Dark Victory.
Yeah.
Which I think people like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, in that, there's a new serial killer called the Hangman.
Oh, yeah.
Guess who the Hangman is?
Oh,
Sofia Falcone.
I see.
Who does it to avenge the death of her father.
I see.
So I reckon that the TV show will probably be about a mysterious new killer. So while Oz is trying to rise to power, people around him just keep dying.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah,
well, I could see it being, because I don't know if he's going to, I'm not sure if this is in the trailers, but I could see he's in jail. Mm-hmm. He starts with coming out of jail with nothing. And then he's like, well, I was on top or close. I got to put myself back there. I don't know if he's going to start his own organization or if he's going to be like Falcones. I've got nothing, but I can get information. I'm a hitman, whatever. And then he starts working within the Falcones.
Yeah.
And then as part of that, he's like, I'm in here, but I'm working my way up to a position of power again.
He was already part of the Falcons.
Oh, that's right. No, of course he was. He was.
Yeah, because you see him talk to Daddy Falcone in the prison.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I forget what he says in the trailer. But probably something important.
I'm the penguin, bitch.
The fucking penguin, bitch.
Yeah, I think it was something like that. Yeah, something to that effect, at least. Yeah.
So he was the chief lieutenant under the late crime boss.
Okay.
Carmine Falcone.
Well, then, do you think that he's going to start his own organization, or will he be like, let me back in?
I think that it'll probably be a situation where he's in still.
Yeah, okay.
And then he's just weaseling his way.
And then maybe with whatever, Sofia is like,
yeah.
Sofia starts killing people. Penguin figures it out. Penguin's like, I can help you, and I can cover it up. But when I get into power, you got to,
So who's Carmine Falcone? Because I know that
he's the guy in jail, isn't he?
The guy in jail is Salvatore.
Carmine was John Turturro in The Batman. The one that gets shot by the Riddler.
Yeah. And it's Salvatore Maroni. That's played.
That's right. That's the other big crime family.
So they got the so what? So it's like the Maronis are in there, and it's so the Falcones versus the Maronis.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
So
because Penguin's going to Maroni in
the movie The Batman.
Yes.
Falcone is an informant.
Okay.
And he rats on the drug boss, the Maroni drug deal.
Yeah.
The Batman's so long, there's so much shit going on in there. I get it. We've forgotten bits. We need to rewatch it.
That's forgivable.
Bits all.
Yeah.
The Batman, I remember when he hits his head.
Yeah. Donk.
He goes and catches a train and he fights people.
That's the first scene.
Yeah.
I remember when... No, maybe this is something we made up. Is there a bit where he's in the car calling Alfred and he's lost?
And he's lost.
Like he's in the car under a bridge and he's like, Alfred, I'm lost.
I don't think
And Alfred's like, where are you, Master Wayne? Does that happen?
No.
Okay.
Talk me through, how does Alfred respond in that
Alfred's
instance?
like, where are you? And Batman can't remember.
He can't remember.
He's maybe stoned.
Body.
Batman's stoned in the Batmobile.
Okay.
He calls up Alfred. He says, Alfred, where am I?
I'm so high, Alfred.
Alfred says, I don't know, Master Wayne. Look around you. And he says, I can't. That's my memory. I believe this is not a real scene in the movie.
All I can think of is that maybe his Batman is kind of maybe gotten got by, say, scarecrow gas, or Riddler juice, and then he's all kind of fucked up. And in some media that you have seen, I don't know what it is, but I don't think it was Patfleck.
Were you watching Robot Chicken?
Yeah,
I think it's a joke we made. I think it's an us bit.
Maybe it's
Batman being high doesn't sound like
I know it doesn't sound like us at all, but that's the memory.
Batman being lost sounds like Alfred, the GPS no longer works. Where are you?
Alfred,
I don't know. I'm under a bridge.
That's not helpful, Batman.
Master Bruce, have you tried getting out from under the bridge? Maybe the bridge is interfering with the GPS.
Car's locked. I can't get out. Go back and listen to our based reaction to the Batman and tell me if we make the joke in there or if I've created this out of nothing.
Yeah, and maybe listen back and tell me if we liked it.
Yeah, did we like this movie? I think I liked it.
I was definitely like, oh, it's fine. But now in hindsight, I'm probably like, it's sick.
Yeah. What,
Selena
dude?
Kyle's also the daughter of Falcone in this universe.
Yes, that's true. But she's like a secret daughter, isn't
she
she?
come back for the series? What's Zoe Kravitz up to?
I don't think so.
They've got Patfleck coming.
She got on a motorbike.
Yeah.
And they went two different ways. I remember that being... I
that's
remember watching
right.
that and thinking that was a little silly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. She leaves the city.
Yeah.
Do we think that this is going to end for Batman 2? Batman 2.
Yes.
Do we think Batman 2 is going to be a classic Batman versus a bad guy type movie? Or is this going to end with like, there's such instability in Gotham that there's a bunch of gangs that have risen up with the destruction of the Falcones and the Maronis. A bunch of gangs have risen up. And so it's like Batman's first big multi-guy challenge, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, do you think he's going to be like, fuck, Gotham's fallen to shit because all of these gangs have risen into the power vacuum. I got to go in there and sort it out. Or is it going to be like Batman, the Joker's going to blow up a dog or whatever?
Yeah. Do we know what Batman 2 is sort of like?
I don't think we have
on?
anything.
Because I'm like, if it's going to be
they haven't given us anything except the fact that they're expecting the Joker to be a bigger role. And the Riddler is probably also going to be involved. If they're doing that,
War of Jokes and Riddles?
Maybe.
No, Kite Man, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. That's like, they're doing an animated series. Kite Man,
that's
hell
cool.
Yeah, soon.
that book won't make sense.
It won't work.
Hell yeah.
This universe. Because the whole thing, I mean, the Riddler works, but their relationship with the Joker, you need this Riddler and like almost like Mark Hamill's Joker.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, do we know if they're going to like deflood Gotham, or is like, well, you can't deflood?
Yeah, how do you
Gotham?
deflood a city?
I'm guessing.
Dams.
I'm guessing that'll be
drainage?
something that's probably addressed in the Penguin.
I wouldn't be shocked if part of the Penguin was like maybe the crime families getting involved in the construction of
Maybe that's why
levees.
Reconstruction.
Yeah, the reconstruction of Gotham.
Maybe that's what's called the Penguin, because he's like in the water.
In the water, and the iceberg lounge still goes good.
Floating.
Yeah.
And he floats on his belly at some point.
And then he buys 2 penguins from the docks.
Could be.
So Zoe Kravitz is
I don't think she's going to be in it.
I don't think she's going to be in it,
I think
too.
that was more of a just like, well,
she's a bit.
goodbye. You're out of it.
I think
maybe in the sequel. Like,
she might pop up for a cameo, but she did just write and direct a film called Blink Twice. It was originally called Pussy Island.
What? That's awesome.
yeah.
And it's got Channing Tatum playing Slater King, but then Christian Slater is in the movie.
Is he playing
confusing.
Channing King? That would be cool.
No, he'd be playing Tatum King.
I'm so stupid.
Yeah, you are stupid. But that comes out later, like in August, which means it's been done for a little bit.
I just don't think she's going to be in it. I think that's too many moving parts.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
I really think it's going to be a story about. It's going to be a story about the Penguin, about Oswald Cobblepot, working his way up through the ranks in the Falcones, while at the same time working with Sofia to eliminate. I think you're right. I think she will go serial killer mode.
Yeah,
I think she'll be doing that independently, but the Penguin will find out, and there'll be like a scene where you're like, is he going to rat her out because that would help him rise in the ranks, and instead he'll be like, hey. I didn't see nothing. Yeah.
Or like, well, hey, we can work together.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I mean.
So that's
like,
what I was thinking. That like it's going to be, I think the serial killer, because you see her in like a close-up shot of her screaming.
Yeah.
It looks like in like some sort of like forest area, maybe where she's burying some bodies on.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. And like, her getting her back sort of thing, like being like, fuck all these motherfuckers, I'm gonna kill them all. And so I think it's going to be like, Cobblepot doing his thing, being like, I'm doing my best, but everyone keeps dying. What?
Yeah.
And maybe he's now getting paranoid because maybe he thinks there's a hit on him, and then like finds out it's Sofia, and then it's kind of like, oh, cool. Well, I'm not going to say anything. In fact, hey, your brother's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Let's work together. We can take him out.
I think as well there's going to be some element of like, can they trust each other? But clearly as well there's a romance between them too. There's a shot where they're macking on.
Yeah.
So I think, but
it's
I think
crazy to see the Penguin kissing anyone as well.
Imagine that's a big prosthetic. Imagine kissing that; it'd feel crazy.
Yeah.
Lips would be so cold.
Yeah. Maybe they warmed them up between takes. He get them hot lips.
Yeah.
That's all you want.
That's important.
You want hot
them hot
lips when you're kissing. But then I think
Little
maybe
waxy.
I wouldn't be surprised if this ends with a like, oh, we've made it to the top, but it's like actually only one of us can be in charge, and then either it's like a, do they kill each? Does their love for each other? Does their love for each other outweigh their ambition to become the Johnny Crime?
Yeah. There's also, just to throw some chaos into the mix of trying to figure out how they're going to do this in 8 episodes, and could you just build a satisfying crime miniseries around this? And you could, but also there is heavy speculation that both Clayface and Black Mask are going to be in this.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think this could be, you're doing the crime family build-up stuff, and then maybe we're going into, like, say, could be going into, like, a no man's land.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of like, okay, cool. So we are living in Gotham, we're maybe helping out the flood, but the flood, oh no, it's still so watery and wet.
Oh, brother, what are we to do?
And so it doesn't quite get fixed. And so then it's just like, well, maybe the government, like the American government, could just be like, well, look, we're just going to cut off Gotham. It just seems that it's a loss. So you know what? We're backing out. It is now like, it is no man's land kind of thing. And that it's too corrupt, it's too this, it's too that, it's just unsalvageable. Fuck it right off.
Yeah. Well, but so Black Mask is a mob boss.
Yeah.
Clayface is not. He's a theater.
An actor gone
clay.
Wannabe actor gone clay?
An actor gone not so.
Yeah.
Because he misses out on casting calls because he fucked up face.
Might be.
And then he goes and works for the mob as a thug and then gets treatment or whatever.
How do you think Clayface's superpower will work in the Matt Reeves Batman universe?
He's very good at makeup.
I think it'll be... He'll just be like strong and scary and have crazy prosthetics and it'll be like surgery went wrong.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
I can't imagine anyone having superhero powers.
No.
Because Clayface is just like he can mimic other people.
He's
right? Like,
a guy made of clay.
Yes,
that can turn into any guy.
Yeah. I just think he might just be an actor. He might not be fucked up. Like he might just be a guy that is very good at like the talented Mr. Ripley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Why they call him Clayface then?
Because he's such a good actor, just like his face is made of clay.
Because you're molding clay. I don't know. Would he be called Clayface, or do you reckon he's going to his name?
Basil.
Basil
Carlo.
Yeah, Basil Carlo. Oh, look, it's Basil Carlo. And then he gets some sort of like.
Yeah. So one of the characters in the series that we've seen in the trailer is Eve Carlo.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Right. Could you just have Basil Carlo being like, yep, cool, I'm working I want to be a theater, but I got to get the money, so I got to be in the mob.
Yeah.
And then, oh no, I got all this battery acid on my face, and now I'm all fucked up.
Yeah.
It could also be that he's decided, like, obsessed with how he looks, and he's like, I need to raise money to get surgery, and then gets more and more surgery, and they're botched or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know how you'd show that in the series.
No. Yeah. But what about... So, I think... This is my theory for Batman 2 now, is that Batman 2 is going to be there's going to be like a three-way gang war between Sofia and the Falcones, the Penguin and his cadre that he'll have gotten over the course of this movie, and Black Mask, who will be introduced in this TV show.
It won't be given
like much limelight. It'll just be like he's another big player. And so then the movie will be about the three of them, and at the same time, Joker's causing chaos in the middle of it all. So it's like, that's like your backdrop, is like, oh, it's a gang war, but Batman can't deal with the gang war because Joker's blowing up dogs.
Like the best
stop.
like the only like a good part of the Joker. How the backdrop of that is the fact that the garbage men are on strike and there's big rats.
Yeah, exactly.
Rats.
That is my favorite part of the Joker. I was going to say the only good part, but I will step that back.
Yeah.
I like when Robert De Niro is there too.
Yeah. But the big rats are a real highlight.
Yeah. It's funny to be world building and be like, it's hot. And the garbage men are on strike, and the rats are fucking big.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, so I can see that being the case, and then maybe Basil Carlo will be a spy or a hitman for the Black Mask. Yeah. And instead of it being he's like a theater major or whatever, a theater actor.
Yeah.
It's that he can blend into the crowd so well. He can change the way he looks to kill people.
I'm wondering if
mine was gonna take it into a different direction, but still be about the Batman. Yeah. So if yours is directly related, go.
Well, is it very similar in the fact that because I'm thinking it's like, well, for the Clay, it's Gotham is underwater and it's wet. And there's dirt, and it's muddy, and there's clay, so maybe something there. I don't know if they try and drown him, and he gets all fucking clay.
He gets the magic clay of Gotham.
Yeah. And also, because it is all watery and shit, Crocodile Man.
Oh, yeah, Killer Croc.
Killer Croc. Is a great place for him.
Yeah, I think that the Batman is ready for the Killer Croc.
And that shark guy.
King Shark.
It's funny. Killer Croc's such a funny character to do seriously because you're like, either he is a crocodile man or he's a very sick man. And neither one really fits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Neither one really feels like it works.
Oh, you could if you, again, depending how like gritty really you want to go. It's just like if you're going to do the whole, all right, she's the hangman or whatever, like Sofia, she's the hangman. You can kind of be another serial killer where he's like, well, he wears crocodile like skin boots and like a vest, and he is a serial killer cannibal.
Dress him up like
feeds people to crocodiles.
Yeah, like a kind of Crocodile Dundee.
Killer Crocodile on Dundee, yeah.
Make him an Aussie.
Shrimp on the barbie.
Yeah. It's an
He could say.
Australian serial killer. He killed big in Australia,
Yeah.
and now he wants to make it big in America.
He says, "You think that's a crocodile? This is a crocodile."
Yeah.
And they say it's probably actually it's a gun. Well, you don't even have time to be like,
Yeah.
what? Because you're fucking dead. Also, it should
Shot
probably
in the
be an
back.
alligator, right? In America, they don't have crocodiles.
Yeah.
He should
but
be kill
but
alligator.
Well,
kill a
that
gator.
actually
Yeah.
it makes more sense for it to be Killer Croc if he's from Australia. Then.
Yeah, that's true. It checks out.
Yeah,
So therefore,
Killer
We-
Crocodile
we've got
Dundee.
where else
Crocs,
do we
dude.
get Crocs? In
Egypt?
the world.
Yeah, in the Nile, they got caimans or whatever,
Yeah.
and
Well,
little
killer caiman.
killer caimans are yeah.
Anyway, what I was going to say is, so Warner Brothers and DC, they love to do stupid, dumb
Truly,
shit. Like
they
how
do.
there was big speculation that the Batman Part 2 was cancelled because they delayed it a year and then they were like, oh, we also don't have a script or anything.
Well, good they laid it.
Yeah, that would have been bad if it had come out.
Yeah,
with
but
no
it seemed like
script.
they delayed it, but they were also like, but doesn't really seem like we're working on it currently.
Yeah.
But apparently they are. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you think, so I think this week it is now being, or like when you hear this episode, it's probably being confirmed.
Yeah.
That the director of, I think it's Batman Brave and the Bold or Batman Caped Crusader, whatever the new live action Batman is that takes place in the new
In the
DCU.
James Gunn.
Okay, yeah.
universe.
The director, Andrew Machete, the
Yeah.
Flash director, who was then the Batman director,
Uh-huh.
has left the project. Do you think
Stuff.
they will be
No,
tempted?
good.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, but wait. So, because they're currently going to be running 2 solo Batman franchises.
Yeah.
Do you reckon they'll just be like, hey, don't worry about that one. How about we just say the Batman is our DC guy?
I think there has to be like an army of Warner Brothers producers that are like, why can't we? I
Yeah.
think there is a group of people who are fighting so hard
'Cause the Batman-
against the tired producers that are like, why would we have to? That's so stupid. We already have a successful Batman franchise. Make it part of your silly little universe. Who cares?
Yeah, because
There's
just
James Gunn having a cry.
James Gunn being like,
Being
"You
like I
don't understand."
bit off more than I can
Exactly.
chew.
Matt Reeves
You
being
paraded
like-
me out. I had to say both the Flash and Blue Beetle were good. You owe me this.
Exactly. And they're
I've
like,
done my. I took my lumps.
yeah, I took my lumps.
Let
me make my
I'm
own
on
Batman
record
movie.
saying the Flash is a good film.
so yeah, the Batman made $772 million worldwide. Let's just look at the Flash.
Oh yeah.
I think it did awesome from
I'm
memory.
pretty sure it's one
Let
of
me
the-
check
one of
the old memory bank.
$271 million. Okay, that's lower.
So 271 versus was 7.
7-2.
7-2.
Oh, let's look at Black Adam, which changed the hierarchy of the
Well, it did
DC
change.
universe is about to change.
yeah.
393 million.
It's almost
Okay.
twice as much as
The Flash, which is funny, but also almost half what the
Yeah.
Batman made.
Yeah.
What other DC stuff has come out recently?
Shazam 2, dude. Fury of the
Shazam
Gods.
2.
Shazam 2?
That guy kills
Aquaman.
himself by jumping off a building, remember? Never
yeah.
addressed.
Aquaman 2.
Shazam 2, 134 million.
Okay.
Zachary Levi is cut.
Yeah. Go back to making Chuck.
Didn't he have an embarrassing tweet recently or something?
He's got an embarrassing life.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
He's making Harold and the Purple Crayon.
No, but he had some tweet where he was begging someone to put him in the movie or
did
something. It was
Aquaman-
sad. Yeah, Aquaman
What
2.
did Aquaman 2 do?
Yeah.
That's right, because Shazam is going to be in Peacemaker team.
That's right.
That's right, apparently.
That was the ending of Shazam. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Aquaman. So this is a sequel to $1 billion movie.
Yeah.
What did Aquaman 2 make? It made $434 million.
Okay.
Alright.
So the Batman has made like two DC movies put together.
Yep.
3 if Shazam 2 is one of them in the mix.
If you imagine you are a producer who only cares about the bottom dollar,
Yeah.
it would seem insane to not make the Batman part of your DC universe.
Yeah, 'cause
it would seem like the
as
stupidest
a-
idea not to.
Well, as a person who either does it, like, hasn't watched the movies, right?
Yeah.
And you just, like, I only care about how much, like,
Yeah.
the bottom line. He's like, what are you talking about? The Joker made so much money.
Yeah.
We also have the Batman, the Patfleck one,
Yeah,
making
yeah.
so much money. Why aren't they together? I don't understand.
They should be in the same universe.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Zachary
Make them-
Levi
I don't get it.
Yeah.
is currently campaigning for RFK Jr.,
Okay.
who, if you're unaware, and we're not American, so we're not going to throw a hat in the ring about this election. But this man has had to go on record and say, yes, there is a worm that ate part of my brain.
Is he the brainworm guy?
Yeah!
That's so fucking awesome.
Still in the running, you say?
Zachary Levi said, hey, y'all, I know a lot of you already have strong opinions about all the presidential candidates, but if you haven't seen this video about RFKJ, I'd highly recommend giving it a look. No candidate is perfect, but this man is the best we've had in a long time.
No candidate is perfect. No candidate has had a worm in their brain.
If he was any kind of clever, RFK would be like, vote for the worm. Instead of saying the worm hasn't affected my politics, he would say the worm's made me so smart. I'm thinking with worm.
Yeah, it ate out all the bad parts and put in the good worm parts.
Every bad part of my brain has been replaced with worm.
I'm
thinking with a worm's body.
Zachary Levi also, in the last 12 hours, retweeted Elon Musk, where Elon Musk said, anyone who claims that their political party does no wrong and the other party does no right is either a liar, a fool, or both. And Zachary Levi added this, absolutely this. Brother, you're campaigning for a guy who's got his brain eaten by a worm.
Why don't we have Levi Corner? It's so funny. He's such a funny man.
It's just...
it's just so crazy to kind of put your hat in the ring for a guy who had his brain ate by a worm.
I know. I mean, it's funny.
I
wish one of our politicians had their brains eaten by a worm. I think it's hilarious.
I mean, most politicians do act like they have their brain eaten by a worm or are worm men.
Yeah, or currently being controlled by a worm. Remy style.
Wormatui.
Wormatui. Australian politics.
RFK... Junior should petition be like, vote one Wormatui.
I'm being Wormatui, and the worm will make me a great president.
Yes. Okay? Make America worm again. The worm would be the president of
I won't be president. The worm in my brain will be president.
The best thing for the inside of an America is the outside of a worm.
It's the inside of my brain.
Which is the inside of my brain.
Vote one worm. That would change politics forever, I think. We could vote for the worms in their brains. Are you kidding me? President. It's time America had a worm president. I agree, dude.
Any swing for the fences about the penguin?
I think that... swing for the fences. Metropolis reference. Yeah. I think it's very unlikely, but as a swing for the fence, nothing huge. Just like you might get in an Arkham game where it's in like a travel agent or in the subway or something. There's an ad like, go to Metropolis or whatever. That would be my swing for the fence.
I reckon we're gonna get if Clayface is sort of in this. I reckon we're gonna get just a little snifter, a little hint of like a superpower.
Oh my god!
But like. Enough to be wait a second. Is that plausible or not?
Okay.
Like just enough. I don't know what it could be.
Yeah.
But enough to kind of like
if they went with this count, if they were like the Clayface has a normal person has 50 muscles in their face. Clayface has 150, and so he can contort his face in crazy ways.
So he can make himself look like anybody.
Okay.
I reckon like just something enough to be like, don't worry, next season we're gonna have
it's gonna get a bit crazy.
You know what I mean? Just a kind of like, it's just a heat up the water bit. Just a bit of toe in. Just to be like, oh, is that a little bit of superpower?
It would be so funny if they did that. They would quite subtly like, oh, he's just got like an interesting face, whatever. And then in the next one, they're like, man bat.
Man bat's here.
Man
drank science juice, now he's a man bat.
Now he's a man bat. His wife misses him. It's sad.
Anyway, here's Mr. Freeze.
Actually, you know what? My swing for the fence is that they kill someone, like a woman in this, and later, like her last name is Mr. Freeze's last name, and it's Mr. Freeze's wife that he then freezes to become
Is
Mr.
Mr. Freeze's last name Freeze?
No, you're thinking of Joe Chill.
No, isn't he Victor Freeze?
Mr. Freeze.
Probably.
I think his name is Mr.
Oh, okay. So it's Dr. Victor Fries. That's how it's spelled.
Okay.
But Fries is pronounced Freeze.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my God, you killed Lady Freeze.
Well, that's one of the Batman villains that's probably is one of the more out there villains that's probably the easiest to like.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like he's got a condition where he needs to stay calm.
Or just be like, yes, his wife, is on that cusp of death. And like, yes, he's put cryogenically frozen.
Yeah,
it's a leading cryo guy that we know.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, just to bring us home.
Yeah.
Robert Kennedy reportedly said, I have cognitive problems, clearly. I have short-term memory loss. I have longer-term memory loss that affects me.
Yeah.
He also had mercury poisoning, which causes neurological problems, probably due to eating a lot of fish. This came to light because he said all of this in his 2012 divorce case, which then revealed that, the worm in his brain is still there and dead. And
Isn't it?
And then he was
Still there?
Yeah, but didn't it die because he was so full of mercury?
Yeah, so the worm ate his brain and dies and then stays in your brain.
Yeah.
This man is made of so much mercury that the worm in his head died. He couldn't He couldn't sustain a parasite in his fucking brain because he's full of that much mercury.
America needs a
Vote
president.
one worm. Vote one mercury worm.
So then he was recently, recently asked if he's like, hey, because he
doing,
also
pal?
has heart problems.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey,
From the mercury or the worm?
Or is it making him stronger?
Yeah.
they're like, hey, do you think your health will be an issue with the upcoming presidential election? And his response was, that is a hilarious suggestion given the competition. Now,
Fair enough.
yes. But your brain has a worm in it and you've got heart problems.
And he's full of mercury.
America needs a president that's full of mercury and worms, I think. That's fucking awesome.
Well, good luck, everybody.
He also has a very funny quote.
Yeah.
Where his heart problems are triggered by stress, caffeine, and sleep deprivation. None of those
I don't
things
think
will
that's
affect the
gonna come up.
president. Kennedy
yeah.
reportedly said, it feels like there's a bag of worms in my chest.
And now you've got worms in your chest now.
He's got worms in many ways on the brain.
This man has worms.
He's got
fucking
really got
everywhere.
worms on and in the brain.
Anyway, that's the guy that Zachary Levi says you should vote for.
Yeah,
That's
well, there
awesome,
you go.
dude.
Can't wait for a man to take on the president, the job, which is, hopefully he'll get like at least 12 hours of sleep a day.
I would imagine,
No
dude.
stress, especially in the current climate. Well, I guess he'll be stressed, but the worm
The
won't
worm,
be.
the worm's living the
knows
time of
what
its
to
life.
do.
Yeah. Well,
Worm will be like, well, yeah,
got
because
this.
he's like RFK, so I imagine his voice sounds like JFK.
I would have to assume.
Today, America, we will be moving underground. The dirt is good there.
Everybody must eat soil and produce better soil. We're fertilizing the gardens of the country.
Ask not what you can do for your fellow man, but what you can do for your garden. Eat the dirt.
I am a healthy, normal man.
And on that note, I've been Joel.
I've been
And
Jackson.
I've also been Joel.
Vote one worm.
Well.
That's awesome.
It's so funny. I love it.